The second Flash trailer has been released and it looks fantastic, including the reactions for the CinemaCon screening. The second Flash trailer gives us a lot more scenes of the different characters. We still get the sense of the story where Barry Allen goes back in the past to save his parents and changes the timeline forever. In this case, we get a cool juxtaposition between the two Batmans, the two Bruce Waynes. Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne is kind of impressed that Barry Allen was able to change his past. Something that he'd kind of also wanted to do was save his own parents. But we get a comparison to Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne where he says some things are not meant to be fixed and some things should be left alone. But I like that the main characters are getting a lot of cool new scenes. Ben Affleck's Batman got this really cool action sequence in mid-air and it looks phenomenal. Though I gotta say, he looks a lot less blue and gray than before. I would have wanted a little bit more blue and gray to make that classic Batman look, but it's still cool to see him swinging in action. We get a lot of Michael Keaton's Batman in here. He even says the "Let's get nuts" line. We see all of his different suits once again. We get a ton of different shots with his Batwing in the Batcave, out flying around, him piloting it with the two Barry Allens in the back, and an incredible sequence where one of the Kryptonians slams into his Batwing and tries to kill Batman, but he successfully gets out of the ship and twirls away from danger, which is obviously reference to the Man of Steel scene where that same Kryptonian killed one of the fighter pilots. We also get to see Michael Keaton's Batman utilizing his bulletproof cape to block bullets from hurting both Barry Allen's and Supergirl. Then we get that awesome scene where he shoots out of his Batwing. Supergirl gets a ton of scenes with a lot of dialogue. They reference that the S stands for hope and that she will help Barry Allen fight Zod, in which we get to see some Supergirl fighting Zod action or flying one of the Barry Allens up into the sky. And now what you think may be just more of Batman and Supergirl, especially in the second act or the big climactic battle from Man of Steel, this has a lot of top-notch Barry Allen moments. More scenes with him and his family when he was a boy, him running into the Man of Steel Black Zero event, and an interesting looking scene where you actually do see Barry Allen in the background, but he has a different type of suit. What Flash Film News is saying, it's his prototype suit from when he was in the Black Zero event. And also what may be the pivotal moment where he has to sacrifice his mom in order to save the timeline. And in the Japanese trailer, you actually get to see Barry Allen interact with the civilians as he tries to speed away. Or in that gigantic climactic battle where both Barry Allens are working together to fight off what may be Kryptonian soldiers? But also another scene where it's kind of ominous where both Barry Allens are kind of arguing. But all in all, this second trailer is fantastic. It gives us the gist of what the conflict is, including Barry Allen changing the timeline, having to deal with Zod in another Man of Steel event, but with Supergirl, and showing off both Batmans, one 30 years after Batman Returns, and the other is the last of what we'll see of Ben Affleck's version of Batman. This movie definitely looks like it's going to have comedic moments, emotional, heartfelt moments, and some of the most epic comic book movie action you've ever seen. But that's just from the trailer. Here are some of the reactions from CinemaCon. Humberto Gonzalez, believe the hype. Christopher Nolan movies aside, The Flash movie is the greatest DC movie of the last 30 years that belongs in the same conversation as Superman 78, Batman 89. The movie breaks incredible new ground in superhero cinema and honors DC lore of years past. Jermaine Luzier, yup, The Flash is as good as rumored. It's Back to the Future meets Spider-Man No Way Home with all the humor and heart of the former and action and surprises of the latter. If anything, it might be a tad bit too ambitious, but it's also just incredibly satisfying, heartwarming, and fun. Eric Davis, DC's The Flash is a tremendous, forget DC. It is without a doubt among the best superhero films ever made. An all-timer, inventive storytelling, fantastic action sequences, great cast, so many nerdy details, I am in tears at the end, everything you want from a superhero film and more. I'm honestly floored it's this good. As a monster Back to the Future fan, it has Back to the Future vibes all day. Michael Keaton is amazing as expected, and this is the best Ezra Miller has been as Flash. Affleck gets some of his best Batman moments too, and Sasha Calle rocks. Brandon Davis, damn, The Flash is good. It's super inventive, both visually and in concept. The dynamic of two Barry Allens is crazy well done. Emotions hit me intensely hard, solid surprises, and it got me wanting to watch it again and really eager to see how they follow it. Well done. Scott Mantz, The Flash is awesome. One of the best DC movies, a perfect blend of action, heart, and humor. So many wow and chill-inducing moments that longtime DC fans will love. Ezra Miller is superb, twice actually, and Michael Keaton still got it. Scott Menzel, The Flash is hands down one of the best superhero films of all time. No joke, The Flash is the ultimate movie-going experience as it has a little bit of everything. Action, emotion, heart, humor, and plenty of nostalgia. Ezra Miller is phenomenal as dual Barry Allens. Michael Keaton and Sasha Calle are very good also. This is a film that audiences will be watching over and over again. Oh, and avoid all the spoilers you can for this movie because there are some really incredible surprises that will truly blow you away. I cannot wait to see this again. Wow! So it does sound like Warner Brothers has a surefire DC win in their hands.